Hey guys, Lunar Spire 1127 here, bringing you Bleach chapter 491, Toden Engel. So the chapter begins with Ichigo against Kurage Ope in his Quincy Volstandic form. Kurage was able to attack Ichigo from behind, but then we get this brief little flashback of Urahara telling Ichigo about Lester Steel. I don't know how the hell Urahara was able to figure out about the Quincy's Lester Steel, but anyway, he just tells Ichigo that the Quincy's were able to concentrate the spirit particles around themselves like a shackle, and it forced them to spread the particles with the Samurai glove, the same glove that Uryu used during the Soul Society arc. And after training themselves with the glove, they're able to take it off. All the spirit particles that they were surrounded themselves with, they were able to achieve that power, the Lester Steel. Ichigo was at first confused whether the Quincy Volstandig is the same as Uryu's Lester Steel, but Kurage tells him that they're both different. The Lester Steel apparently is a relic in the past, and that it died around 200 years ago because it was so weak. The only ones who were able to use it was Sogen Ishida, who was Uryu's grandfather, who taught him how to use the Quincy powers. Because of this, Ichigo's like, that's a relief. If he should have ever transformed into such a sad excuse for a costume, I'd have to cut him down out of principle. Burn! That is a burn! But anyway, I guess Kurage was pissed off at his remark. Ichigo's like, your blade's edge is weakening, and launches a Getsuga Tensho at Kurage. But it did not work. Yeah, the Getsuga Tensho only managed to rip part of his clothes, and his Ichigo's Zanpakuto is right at his neck. I mean, I don't know if before he'd used the Getsuga Tensho he was slashing at his neck, but if he's not able to cut off his head, then Kurage might be a tougher opponent than I thought. But then after that, Kurage just goes on about, I have no weak points. You felt my form was unnerving, correct? That is the proper response to the eyes of you Val Shinigami. Blah, 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 frickin' blah. He just keeps going on and saying that his form is superior compared to Shinigami, and then later on he starts charging off this attack at the tip of his sword. It seems like he's gathering all the Reiatsu in Hueco Mundo, even Orihime Santen Keshun, into one giant attack. And then Kurage is like, now fuel it with your own body, the power of the Volstandig Biskill, which apparently means divine justice. So yeah, this attack was the attack that Kurage was preparing for was called Biskill, which means divine justice in German. But just before he's able to launch that attack on Ichigo, something just punches it, and then punches Kurage in the face, and then it was revealed to be none other than Ion or Alon. Ion? I don't know. It's a giant hollow monster that was formed by the Tres Bestias Chimera Parka, the giant Chimera Hollow during the Fate Karakura Town arc, the one that was able to take down the lieutenants so easily. I guess apparently Milero, Sansan, and Apache are, of course, they're still alive. They're still injured, but they're still alive. And the chapter ends with another fight between Ion, or Alon, whatever the hell you say it, against Kurage. So that's Bleach chapter 491. I gotta say, it was an okay chapter. It was still decent, but it was still okay. I was actually hoping to see a little bit of the invasion between the Vandenreich and Soul Society, but the fight was not bad. It felt a little short to me, but the drawing was actually pretty good. And seeing Ion coming back, well, he was a really devastating hollow, but he did lose to Yamamoto. But then again, Yamamoto was like the freaking head captain. Um, so I actually can't wait to see what happens next. I don't know if I will be able to defeat Kurje. I know Kurje is not like the major villain in this arc, but he's still a pretty tough opponent. He might stick around for a little while, but he may die after this fight. I don't know if Apache Muros and Sansan are actually going to work together with Ichigo, but we'll just have to wait and see. But all in all, this was a decent chapter. I was expecting a little bit more of this fight. For this chapter, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. This was the fighting, despite the fight being short, it was still decent. Although I was expecting more, but hey, we'll just have to wait until we'll just have to wait and see until next week. And also, apparently, Kurjeopi's Volstandig is different from the Lish Steel, so he's still gonna keep his Quincy powers. Bummer, really. I actually thought he was gonna lose them, so my theory was wrong. But yeah, so that's Bleach chapter